This week on Premier Preps, our top football team, Folsom, in action against Jesuit, SFL title implications between Rocklin and Del Oro flag football, plus a 5-set thriller between Sutter and El Camino volleyball. Plus, we bring you the incredible story of 12 Bridges chase Wyhlidko in the wake of a devastating loss. You are watching Premier Preps. Welcome to episode 10 of Premier Preps. I am your host, Nick Pecoraro. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and hanging out on your Sunday. We've got a great show lined up for you, but first, I want to acknowledge a milestone. Today marks the 1-year launch anniversary for Premier Preps on YouTube. What an amazing year it's been. I feel so lucky to be able to cover this great region and its student athletes. We're up over 800 subscribers and counting on YouTube and thousands more on social media. So thank you all for welcoming Premier Preps into your homes and into this community every week for the past year. I can't do any of this without my faithful viewers, and to celebrate and to say thank you, we're going to have a big giveaway with some help from our sponsors this week that you won't want to miss out on. Stay tuned for more details on our social media pages this week, and we'll get you hooked up and part of the Cool Kids Club. Well, speaking of first years, this is the first year for Jesuit High School in the Sierra Foothill League, and the Marauders are getting a taste firsthand of one of the toughest football leagues in Northern California, but they are holding their own at 2-3 entering this week. But the big test came with the big dogs of the league, the Folsom Bulldogs, the top team in Premier Preps football rankings all season long, and they were looking to keep it that way Friday in Carmichael. The Bulldogs and the Marauders on Jesuit senior night, and Folsom just had one thing on its mind, and that pretty much sums it up right there. The Bulldogs can clinch a share of the SFL title with a win, and they'd get off to a great start. Just about 90 seconds into this game, Carter Jackson punches in a short score, and just like that, it's 7-0 Folsom. Now, Folsom's not used to seeing this much. Rocco Lucchetti chases down Ryder Lyons for the sack, but this is what the Bulldogs are used to seeing from Ryder Lyons. A ton of time from his O-line and a big completion downfield. This one goes to Jason Hill Jr., and that sets up this play. Lyons gets your boy to bite pretty hard on that pump fake, but Taniela Tupou winds up with it in the end zone. 14-0 Bulldogs after one. Jesuit putting something together in the second. Quarterback Teddy Rios scrambles for a big first down, and that sets up a short 1-yard score from Jack Paddock, and just like that, it's 14-7 midway through the second. But the Bulldogs respond like only they can, mostly because they have Ryder Lyons at quarterback. He can do so much with his legs. 21-7 Folsom, and they're celebrating with these little left-handed high fives. But Jesuit still got something left in the tank. On the ensuing kickoff, Ryan Reeves emerges from the pack and bolts down the sideline. Jerron Hodson keeps him out of the end zone, but it's an 87-yard return that puts the Marauders at the Folsom 10. But Big Red can only come away with 3 points on a 23-yard field goal from UDL Mondragon, and it's 21-10 with 1:44 to go in the half. But everyone knows that that's plenty of time for Folsom to put some points back on the board. Ryder Lyons to Taniela Tupou, the Utah commit and former offensive lineman, racing down the sideline, dives for the pylon for a 71-yard score. But the Bulldogs weren't finished in the first half. You know, if this football thing doesn't work out for Ryder Lyons, he'd be a world-class tag player. Nobody's touching him, and he finds Tupou in the end zone for the third time in the first half. He might have wrestled this catch away from his own teammate. 34-10 Bulldogs at the break. Third quarter, Lions again nearly escaping trouble, but Rocco Lucchetti had a beat on him on Friday, his second sack of the night. But Lions and the Bulldogs would not be denied. He connects with Isaiah Williams, And the only thing Williams does wrong is give a high five with his right hand. These are the things that Folsom will have to clean up if people want to take them seriously. Just kidding. Jamison Powell gets Lions' 5th touchdown pass of the night, and he gets the left hand back on par. Bulldogs win 55-10. Mr. Tupou, what's up with the Southpaw Sellies?
I don't know. It's just a little awkward thing we do. You know, make it fun, make it funny. But overall, it's just all just having fun. Our defense played great. Offense played, all right, get better. But, the chemistry. Chemistry between me and my quarterback, gotten better throughout the season. All starts with our O-line. Love our O-line. Just great. Good game.
Only one more week to go in the regular season. Here's a quick look at who we've got in our Premier Preps Football Top 10. It's been a chaotic past few weeks in the Sierra Foothill League flag football standings. A couple of weeks back, Rocklin took down Del Oro, snapping a 31-game win streak dating back to last year for the reigning section champs. That put the Thunder right back in the running for a league championship. And a late push from Oak Ridge also has the Trojans in the conversation. Okay, so try to follow me here. Thursday night wins from Del Oro and Oak Ridge would mean that they share the league title. A Del Oro win coupled with an Oak Ridge loss gives the title to the Golden Eagles, and vice versa. If Oak Ridge wins and Del Oro loses, the title belongs to the Trojans. However, a Rocklin win coupled with an Oak Ridge loss would mean a 3-way championship split. Needless to say, there was a lot to be determined in the SFL regular season finale on Thursday night. Big SFL title implications at stake Thursday in Loomis. Rocklin and Del Oro each with a chance to share the league crown in certain scenarios. Here we go. It was a defensive battle in the first half. On Del Oro's opening drive, Rocklin's Caroline Wolfing puts a stop to this run. But the Golden Eagles were up for the challenge as well, especially sophomore Macy Kirby. This sack is the start to a strong night for Kirby. We go to under 7 to play in the first half now. Rocklin with a hook and ladder. Skylar Linehan reaches for the goal line, but no! The referee says her flag was pulled just before she broke the plane. Credit Del Oro's Kaylin Campos for the touchdown-saving tackle. It's so close, but it remains scoreless. That would be a key call in this game. D.O. on D again. Kirby with another sack. She was just having her way with the quarterback's flags on Thursday. And we've got a scoreless first half. Rocklin trying to get something going in the second half. Robin Nguyen to Skylar Linehan for some positive yards. But Rocklin has to punt again. Del Oro trying to find a rhythm now. Delaney Osborne gets it to Chloe Champus, who scoots past a couple defenders, but D.O. also has to punt. Now here comes the big momentum shift. Nguyen looking downfield, but it's picked off by Peyton Hyde. She had a pick the last time Premier Preps saw Del Oro. She loves it when we come out there, and she's got a brand new dance. And that sets up the Golden Eagles nicely. 2 plays later, Osborne to Sam Pitzer for a 29-yard score to finally break the stalemate. Pitzer, by the way, is a verbal commit to play flag football at Ferrum College in Virginia. Atta girl! It's 6-0 D.O. with 11 minutes to play. And even on senior night, it was the sophomore Macy Kirby who was the defensive anchor. Multiple sacks in each half for Kirby. Rocklin now with one last chance, under a minute to play, but Peyton Hyde's second interception of the game seals it for Del Oro, and the Golden Eagles clinch a share of the SFL title. They are ready to defend their Division I Sac Joaquin Section championships starting this week.
Really what it came down to was Peyton's pick. Everybody's energy was just so high after that. I mean, that's how he scored, right in the end zone, and it was just, after that, energy was high, and we were like, okay, we have this, we can do this.
Our expectations are to come up and win again. I think we're doing pretty well. I mean, losses are definitely hard, but it's good for the growth of our team, and that, we'll do our best to win.
We've reached the end of the regular season for girls flag football, and playoffs begin this week. So this is really when teams can make a push for our top 10 rankings, which, by the way, are brought to you by LENIE'S Pictures, the official photography sponsor for Premier Preps. Visit LENI'Spictures.com or scan the QR code here and order your team banners or yard signs. They make it super easy for you, especially if you tell them Premier Preps sent you. With that said, let's take a look at the Premier Preps Big Picture Top 10 presented by LENI'S Pictures. Can't get enough high school sports in Sacramento? Well, Premier Preps has got you covered like no one else. You want game highlights? We got you. You want local insight? We got you. You want inspirational feature stories? We've got you. How about exclusive interviews with prominent players and coaches in the area? We got you. Scores, updates, top plays, and much, much more every Sunday at 5 o'clock during the high school season on YouTube. We look back at the week that was and keep you updated on who's got next. So follow along on social media and subscribe on YouTube to Premier Preps with me, Nick Pecoraro, because it's giving Sacramento high school sports the coverage it deserves. During his freshman football season in 2022, Chase Wyhlidko of 12 Bridges High School suffered an unimaginable loss. But in the 2 years since that tragedy, Chase has persevered with the help of his coaches, the game of football, and his undying love for whom he lost. If you ask some of the players and coaches at 12 Bridges High School in Lincoln who was due for a breakout season, many would answer with junior linebacker Chase Wyhlidko.
I brought up Chase when he was a freshman. He was playing freshman football. Obviously he was running the ball really well. He was a great defensive player.
I mean, he has really become the leader on defense in so many different ways.
I mean, I get so much adrenaline. Like, it's very rare I get to bed, before midnight. Overall, I try and stay locked in, try not to use all my energy before the game, trying to jumping around, just staying in the mode, so just listen to music and kind of prepare myself for the game.
To see where he started and where he's at has been pretty amazing.
But there's far more to Chase Wyhlidko than just being a breakout football player.
Chase is super talented, and I don't think he even realized the other side of what he could become, what impact he is going to have on someone someday. There's going to be a time in his life that he's going to make a connection with somebody, and someone's going to go through something, and he's going to be able to say, "Hey, sit down. Let me tell you a story."
Chase's story hit a major plot twist on October 18th, 2022. But it begins with his relationship with his mother.
Couldn't ask for a better mom. But it got rough. It got very rough for her. I mean, just all the mental, she was in a really deep trench of her life. She would never ask for any sort of help. She was very independent. She didn't want anything from anybody. She was just kind of do it herself. And I think that, to get out of that trench, she just needed a pull, and she didn't want that pull.
Those trenches got so deep with mental health issues that Chase's mother did the unthinkable just a few weeks into his freshman football season.
She ended up taking her life in her car, just overdosed. She ended up sending me an email, a timed email. By the time I saw it, she had already been passed away. And she's like, I've been, feeling, don't blame yourselves for any of this. I've been feeling this pain for a long time, and it's time for me to let go. And it's been a while since I've looked at the email, but.
The 12 Bridges coaching staff knew that Chase needed a healthy outlet, hoping that football could be the answer.
You know, it kind of started in, a text message, and he's like, hey, coach, I'm kind of struggling with some things, and he said that his mom passed away. When he told me in the manner that he lost his mother, I mean, that was really hard for me to hear, because, I mean, to lose a parent is I can't fathom what that is.
My own situation where I lost a brother when he was 28 years old, and having gone through stuff myself, unfortunately, misery loves company. And in this case, I think kind of understanding what a kid's going through, not totally, because if I were his age and I unfortunately lost my mom, I don't know how I would have responded. I don't know how I would have acted.
I've coached long enough now to knowing that some kids they need football. I can't lose this kid to something, right? And it's one of those, I always feel that sports it played a really huge part in my life. So for a while, I said, I'm coming to your house tomorrow, and you're coming to practice. And we'll discuss whether you want to play later. We need you out here. You need to be out here.
We always say this: if you can step foot on that football field and you can leave all the world's problems behind for the next 2.5 hours, then life's at least good for those 2.5 hours, and then we'll deal with the other elements as they come.
2 years later, Chase still has football to help him navigate his loss. And despite the manner in which his mother died, Chase still looks at her in a loving light.
Football was definitely a huge outlet for me to just, get rid of, just this pain and do something with it. I try and treat most plays as hard as it is sometimes, as it's like my last play. It's just and I think that's helped me out a lot.
This scar that's left behind from his mother's passing, I do think he's the type of kid that's going to turn it into something that he can use down the line to help people, because that's who he is.
Every year we see he still brings up his mom in a very positive way. I know he misses his mom, and hopefully he can kind of use this situation and kind of the struggles that he went through, and that he could be that person for whoever that is, whether it's here or when he's off in college or, down the road. So I think where he's at now is unbelievable.
In every bad situation, no matter how bad it is, there is some good in it. Every game since it happened, I take a knee and I pray to her, I pray to God. And as much as it's, caused, things in my life that, nobody wants, still love her to death. Everything I do is for her. Every play I make, every rep in the weight room, just doing it for her.
From 12 Bridges High School, I'm Nick Pecoraro, and this is Premier Preps. Premier Preps is looking for the top student sections in the area, and you can show me what you've got by tagging me on social media, even if I'm not at your game. It doesn't matter what school, it doesn't matter what sport. Send me a 10 to 15 second clip of your student section to see if we can get you featured on Premier Preps. And as this next clip shows, it doesn't matter the size of the crowd, it's the energy it brings. And this week we go to Oak Ridge High School, where it's pretty much a two-man show. I'm told these dudes are Jackson Malloy and Gavin Neal, holding it down for the Ozone during a girls' volleyball game. Do your thing, fellas. You just earned Oak Ridge the premier student section of the week. Well, entering the final week of the regular season for girls volleyball, we're starting to see who's going to be hoisting league championship banners in their gyms. And that includes the Sutter Huskies, who came into this week having already wrapped up the Golden Empire League Championship at 13-0. They were looking to finish their league slate unbeaten at El Camino on Tuesday night. The Eagles, however, still had plenty to play for. Not only were they celebrating 12 seniors on senior night, but what an eagle feather in the cap it would be for El Camino to upset the unbeaten league champs on their senior night. Could they get it done? The answer came on Tuesday night. Sutter entered Tuesday with the GEL title already wrapped up, but the Huskies want to finish league play unbeaten. El Camino looking to spoil the party on their senior night. Here we go, first set. Sutter gets out to a 6-0 lead thanks to 4 straight aces from Kalena de la Serna, and there was no way around it, folks. The first set was all Huskies. Torrance Harder with the big block, and then Sissy Luttrell finishes the set with a bang. Sutter wins set 1 25-11. And we switch sides for set 2 now, and El Camino starts to find its groove, starting with some defense from Jemima Badaradu, much to the delight of her Eagle teammates. And then Callie Porter getting up to throw down. The junior had a big night on senior night, but Sutter wasn't going away. Check out this trickery from Taylor Palmer. The no-look dump-off from the 6-foot sophomore. We've got a tight one in the second, but the Eagles would assume control as Mariah Rokosiga says, "Excuse me while I kiss the sky." The Eagles finish set 2, 26-24 on an ace from Lizzie Newman, and we've got a ball game, folks. Switching back for set 3 now, Lola Housley with a little extra mustard. "Pardon me, but do you have any Grey Poupon?" But the Eagles sophomore Callie Wold says, "But of course, kids, that's a reference that only your parents will get." Anyway, Sutter catching a little luck as well in the third. A nice up from Amelia Burnett and Audrey Young with a Hail Mary of sorts. It's good for a Sutter point, but El Camino finishes the third set 25-19 as Avery Cox finds some hardwood, and El Camino's got Sutter on the ropes. But the Huskies are not tucking their tails in the fourth. Lainey Davis with the big rejection at the net, and Lola Housley finishes set 4 with a big smash from the back row, 25-13 Sutter, and we are going 5. It's the first time El Camino's gone 5 all year, and it was looking like Sutter would seize control of this thing. Sissy Luttrell with another big swing, and then Taylor Palmer with the smash. Sutter was up 12-5 in the fifth, but hold up, wait a minute, could El Camino get back in it? Avery Cox finds a soft spot in the defense, and it's 14-11. And then Callie Porter with the block, and we're all knotted up at 14. An unbelievable comeback by the Eagles, and they have the advantage on match point. And Sutter can't get it back over. El Camino wins in dramatic fashion on senior night. This win may have saved the Eagles a postseason berth. Well done.
Oh my goodness, I can't. I have no words for it at all, bruh. It was crazy. It was definitely really crazy. It means, literally everything. If we didn't win this, we wouldn't even be, going into playoffs or anything. But I'm really happy that we did this, and we won on our senior night, which is so crazy. And I literally love this team so much. Let's go, Eagles!
Once again, LENIE'S Pictures is the official photography sponsor for Premier Preps. Hey, we know the winter sports season is right around the corner, so right now is a perfect time to book your team photo packages through LENIE'Spictures.com. Not only do they provide great service, but they'll have your school looking amazing with all of the custom-made team and individual banners that you may need. Visit LENIE'Spictures.com and don't forget to use the promo code NP7 for $7 photo downloads exclusively through Premier Preps. Now it's time to take a look at the Premier Preps Big Picture Top 10 Girls Volleyball Rankings presented by LENI'S Pictures.
LENI'S Pictures is your go-to site for priceless photos and memorabilia. This local family business has captured great action shots for a decade, but there's so much more to offer with a personalized touch for team and individual photos, game day galleries, banners, yard signs, festive mementos for senior nights, team banquets, or even just to cheer your kid on at their games, all 100% custom made by LENI'S Pictures, any student, any season, any occasion. So make those memories last forever and visit LENI'Spictures.com and use the promo code NP7 for $7 photo downloads exclusively through Premier Preps. That's LENI'Spictures.com, your official photography sponsor for Premier Preps.
Infinite Performance Physical Therapy brings you our plays of the week every week here on Premier Preps. And nobody wants to see an athlete go down with an injury. But any way you look at it, injuries are a part of the game. So if you do require rehab from surgery or are just looking for ways to prevent further injury, then you need to connect with Dr. Janae Young at Infinite Performance Physical Therapy. She's got some amazing programs to help you get back on track and stay performing at peak levels. Well, speaking of peak performance, don't forget, you can send me your Plays of the Week candidates each week on social media. Just tag me with a short clip, let me know what's going on with the play, and we'll try to get you on the show. If you've got a top play, we want to highlight you. Here's who we're highlighting this week in our Infinite Performance Plays of the Week. All right, my guy Brock Buack of Union Mine hitting us up on IG, and deservedly so after this 42-yard touchdown run. The D-backs win big, 41-7. This next one sent in from St. Francis High School, flag football versus Whitney on a 2-point try. Check out this catch from sophomore Taylor Peu Lindgren. She high points it with one hand and says, "I'm bigger than you, I'm higher in the food chain." Trubies win their final 2 games of the season. We go to the volleyball court. Sutter sophomore Taylor Palmer with some sorcery and a no-look tip that catches the defense snoozing. Nice play, Taylor. How about the Folsom Bulldogs' Cam Totten, who transforms into a brick wall? Man, I'm sore after watching that hit. And finally, we got to give it up to Peyton Hyde, one of Del Oro's defensive difference makers on Thursday. The Eastern Washington soccer commit is used to getting it done with her feet, but she's got some good hands too. She had 2 interceptions Thursday. One led to the go-ahead score, and the other led to a win and a share of the SFL championship for the Golden Eagles. And that, folks, is our Infinite Performance Play of the Week. That will do it for episode 10 of Premier Preps, and that puts a bow on 1 full year of coverage in the greater Sacramento area. Thank you all again for coming along for the ride. Don't forget to keep an eye out for our social media pages this week for some more details on what we're doing for our big giveaway to celebrate 1 full year of Premier Preps. I'm so grateful to be here and provide high school sports coverage in Sacramento in a way that it deserves. Until next week, I'm Nick Pecoraro, and this is Premier Preps.